Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Monday Night Mayhem. I think that's the name of the show. So used to saying the morning mayhem. I'm super excited to have you guys here. Hope everybody can hear me okay. If anybody, comments in the chat too loud, too soft, let me know. I'll do my best I can. I am joined by some really, really good friends of mine. I did promise 5 people on the stream, and so far we're up to 3. Things can change, but ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one half of the new right, my good buddy Sean from Third Railify, and also the Aussie Daniel Clancy. And y'all are both muted. I started the show muted last time.
That was funny. I said, hello, friends. What's going on?
Hey, man. Hey, super excited to have Daniel on with me, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Good day, mate.
Wait, you went black. Am I still here?
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Sorry.
I didn't know what was going on. How you doing, bro? Thanks for having me here. This is my first time on your show. I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure if I should be.
This is to
I don't
be
know
fair.
how behaved I should be.
Oh, you should be. Well, you know what? We're going to start off everywhere. And I have no idea who I was going to watch. So I always kind of start off mild as best I can with Sean on board. I don't know. And then we carry over to Rumble and we can kind of unload. But
okay, yeah,
I
gotcha.
follow. Apparently, there's rules, and I have to follow them. So I'm,
I'll read the room.
You're so sweet. Hey, Leah. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jay. Hey, folks.
So theoretically, I just want to throw out there 2 things. One, at some point, I may, as you might notice, my headphones. I'm wearing 2 sets of headphones. It's not because I'm gay and retarded. It's because I actively have my children on camera. Because just as Griffin was going to bed, he started puking his guts out. That's right. I wore vomit earlier. Hooray for me.
That's not good.
So Sean's got issues with the kids throwing up on him. Robert messaged me, texted me, I don't know, maybe a little less than an hour ago. He had a last minute delivery pop up. So he said he's going to run out, make this delivery and come back. And then he's going to try to get on the show before it ends. So for those Robert fans, he's trying. He's making a valiant effort. He should be.
Sorry, Aunt Paula. All you got is me. Well, you also got this Aussie son of a bitch, too. If you listen to him, you're going to get all hot and bothered, though.
Oh, yeah. You just wait.
Yeah, listen. You listen to Danny speak, and you're going to be like even Leah. She goes, oh, my. That accent is, oh. So, just saying. Luckily, Leah's, her significant other is a firefighter. Because, he's going to have to put out those loins because they're going to be on fire listening to Danny's accent.
So, and comedian Chris Clarke, I'm hoping he'll be on later. Look, he films Monday through Friday. I think he said Monday through Friday. They're out in, where are they at, in Vegas or whatever. But they film Monday through Friday till 5 o'clock their time. So he was basically going to get a breather and then hop on here. And he's like, bro, I can't commit to the whole show. And I was like, that's fine. That's fine. So he may hop on a little later. I don't know if they ran over or not, but I'm hoping he'll be here. If not, we're still going to have a great show. We got awesome folks on here. And of course, the chat is full of awesome people. The front porch says, don't let Clancy fool you.
Does that
accent?
Does that mean I get to use the racial slurs now?
Huh?
Not yet. It's only like 5 minutes in.
Not yet.
Well, sorry, dude. I'm already taking over your show.
This long without him, to be honest. Uh-oh. Kind of froze up there.
You can't take me anywhere.
What's that?
You can't take me anywhere. I'm incorrigible.
No, I can't. But I want to take you everywhere.
Oh.
My little Canadian wiener.
That's right.
I just love you so much.
Wiener, wiener, wiener.
And front porch conservative. I see you over in YouTube, buddy, man. I'm excited to be talking with you here soon.
Oh, are we on YouTube as well? Is that what?
Yeah, that was where I was like, well, ease into everything. So we're on YouTube, X,
conservative.
Rumble.
My friend, hello, I'm Sean. I do have to ask, what the hell is the matter? Why aren't you on Rumble? Be on Rumble right now.
He's on Rumble.
Front porch is great. Brian Trippett.
Why aren't you watching on Rumble right now?
See you in the chat.
I say this entirely hypocritically because I often watch shit on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. We should be friends. Call me.
Front Porch is great. I always watch him like after he's live though, because it's
I caught him that way a couple of times. And I'm like, golly, man. And I just happened to catch him. I don't know, last 5 or 6 minutes of his show. I think it was Saturday. And
I'm envious of anyone who has a front porch. So I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, I don't have a front porch either. It's a virtual. What does he say? A virtual front porch or digital front porch?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know. But Brian's been on my show once, and he dropped in, but when the link was out there in the ether, and I had been planning on inviting him anyway, but I was nervous because he's such a great talker and like knowledgeable and stuff, but he's so chill, like easy to chat with, such a friendly guy. I love that guy. He's cool.
Which makes the whole front porch name make sense. You know, you sit on the front porch, you chill with your best friends, and you talk shop or talk about whatever's going on, and kind of get that vibe from him.
He can be silly too, like he can have fun and just talk about like mindless nonsense as well, which I love that too.
Didn't know you were gonna get all this, did you, buddy? But yeah, Leah, what'd she do? She tagged me and Sean and Robert, front porch conservative, and somebody else I can't remember. But I'm like, all right, if Leah's following all these guys, I got to go check these guys out. I was like, let me see who else is filling her ear with information. And I was like, all right. He checks out. He's cool. And I meant to say this every time I look at you, Sean. When you are covered up like that, you get me hot. Not in that way, but I'm in Georgia and it's hot here, and this room does not have good circulation for whatever reason, and all the equipment that's in here, I'm like, a little toasty. And when you got that over you, I'm just like, oh.
In 8 degrees, we have ice. Water freezes in 8 degrees from where I am now.
Okay, so you're 8 degrees away from that point.
Yeah, I'm 8 degrees Celsius right now. It's fucking cold. My house is not that, but outside, and so it's like, yeah, it's winter here basically.
I love it. I love the cold. Fat Boy loves the cold weather, and I can't believe who was it? It wasn't Jackie. Says something about you looking like the fat Dave Smith or whatever. I didn't like that at all. And then Jackie criticized my thumbnail, and he was talking about my face, and he was talking about your face, and I was like, my face is literally a circle. Like, that's how round I am. You're going to talk about Sean?
I used to be handsome. Oh, Jay says it was 16 degrees in BC. Yeah, that's cold for BC.
It is here too. Like, I don't know what our weather is. Like, it was 30 degrees yesterday, and now it's 15. Is it something like that? But I feel warm. Like, I don't know what I feel. I've been taking this on and off all
probably
day.
That residual heat that you're feeling from like all the ladies' loins being on fire because you're talking Aussie at them.
I don't know. I don't think the Australian accent's that great. I mean,
well, I disagree. I disagree. Hey, Chris emailed me. He said he just walked in the crib. He'll be a bit. For crib means house. For all you white folks out there, you know.
I got it.
So he'll be on in just a bit. Chris Clarke will be on in just a bit. Hopefully,
I too speak basketball American. Thank you.
Yeah, he had a fire alarm going off battery flat yesterday or something.
That wasn't me.
It was really, and it was annoying me in my stream. I'm like, what's on this is a setup? Do you have a button on your thing?
That must have been Sean. That must have been him. He's the funniest fucking guy.
Oh yeah, the other Sean.
The other Sean. Hashtag other Sean. Huh?
Yeah, he is a hoot.
Oh, you guys are great. I enjoy it. Didn't I was talking to Sean about this the other day. This Sean, Daniel, didn't you get on a stream with us one time for a brief period of time, and the three of us?
I think it was it on this channel though, or was it on Sean's channel?
It definitely wasn't mine. I've only done it. This is my second time doing a live stream. Oh, on my channel.
Yeah, so this is my. I was right. This is the first time on this channel, right?
Yes,
but
sure.
Asks me if I'm happy. No, I'm not happy because sure you're in the chat. But or in the Rumble chat rather. But have you also followed me on YouTube, Rumble, and on Twitter?
Did you just start
Do
through
so
like
now.
in halfway through the conversation with a different conversation?
Yeah, sorry, ADHD. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? This is the
True.
best that you're gonna get. But yes, I don't know whose stream it was, but it was always a good time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, for anyone who's new, doesn't know, this guy raises 4 autistic sons. God bless him, and he's got that crippling ADHD that gets him. And
He is
he's
crippling.
Australian, which basically means he's
It's the
legally
same thing.
retarded. So, and I'm a redneck, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I just have a camera, and I have awesome people on the show. So super excited about that.
But I'm MAGA.
You are MAGA, dude. Both of you guys are MAGA. In fact, we're going to talk about that later because I have a question I think both of you guys would have some input on. But I tell you what, before we get started and really get kind of rolling on everything, I don't want to end the show on a down note. I don't really want to start on a down note either. But I do want to just make mention real quick, because we were talking about the weather just a minute ago, and I was talking about how I'm in Georgia. So one of the guys that works with us, so I work in insurance, I work for IT, and I talk to everybody all over the state of Georgia, in county offices and field folks, home office, everybody. And we've got folks going into the office. They don't have power at their house. They don't have running water at their house. Some of their house is dilapidated, but they're going into the office every day, running off of a generator, getting everything running so they can take care of the claims for the people in their areas and try to get them their money, try to get their, recovery process started for their homes in the loss of the hurricane. We often hear about Asheville, but we forget that there was a ton of counties in Georgia that were impacted by this as well. It cut right on through. So our southeast, south central kind of area there is tore up. I mean, I know people personally that are suffering from this, and I can hear it in their voices when I'm talking to them on the phone, what's going on in their respective counties. And it just eats me up. It's really heartbreaking to hear that. So, even though the news doesn't keep it in the mainstream and the news isn't talking about it all the time, I do want to just briefly mention again that we did have a hurricane come through and tore some stuff up. We got another hurricane on the way. And it looks like it may clip Georgia and go through Florida. Who knows what's going to happen? I heard y'all's conversation last night. Who knows if it's being steered or not or whatever.
I know people that have evacuated because they're right in the path.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I do want to mention this. And for those that do know, I am a Christian, but you don't have to be a Christian to support people doing good works. And this is an organization that is doing good works. This is Samaritan's Purse. This is an organization I've dealt with before personally and donated to, and I've seen what they do. But these people were on the ground within 12 hours of the storm passing through before pretty much anybody. And I don't know where all they are and where they've been blocked by FEMA or other folks, but they are doing phenomenal work. But this is their website. You've got the opportunity to donate to them. You can check out some of the areas they're in, like I say, Valdosta, Georgia, where I have my aunt and my 3 cousins are at, and their families live in Valdosta, Georgia. And again, it is a Christian organization. These people go out and they serve, but they also, they pray over folks. And if you are a praying person, they'd ask if you can't donate, if you can pray, and just pray for their work and pray for the folks that they're serving. In fact, I'm going to put the link to that in the chat just in case anyone is interested in checking it out. But I try not to support or promote folks that I don't really care for or I don't really know about. But these guys are fantastic. So if you're interested, go check them out, and definitely keep the folks that are in the last hurricane's path in your thoughts and prayers. And then, of course, this next one that's now already a Cat 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think this one was a 4. I think this new one's going to be a 5 already spanking through. So it's a rough time out there in these streets, as Kamala Harris would say.
It's frustrating that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, brother.
I didn't want to interrupt your flow, but I think it's frustrating that FEMA call themselves the first responders, make way for first responders, when clearly these people that you've just shouted out are the real first responders. They're there first within 12 hours.
That's pretty quick.
FEMA's blocking everyone's path. Now, look, I don't want to get into the whole ins and outs of what are they blocking it for and all that. But they're being more of a detriment than any kind of help. They're certainly not there first. They shouldn't
Did
be
you see
calling
the Black
themselves
Hawk
that.
helicopter that fucked a lot of shit up?
Yes.
And some people are like,
No.
no, they just didn't have operational awareness, situational awareness. And it's like, no, if you're a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, you're I mean, you may as well be like fucking Top Gun of jets, because you're not an idiot. You've had advanced training. You know what you're doing. You don't accidentally go, oh, I'm just a bumbling fucking moron. I'm gonna rotor wash all of these fucking boxes everywhere.
Well, who knows? DEI has fucked everything. So, like,
You might be
maybe
onto
they're
something there.
maybe Chinooks are being flown by like idiots.
That's actually fuck you and your point, okay? That's actually a valid point.
That's why he's here,
that's-
man. He's
It could
awesome
be a
like
DEI
that.
retard, or it could be nefarious.
Could be either one. There's a lot going on, and if we have time at the end, we may get into the FEMA stuff and this stuff later on, maybe. So
We're derailing.
so
already.
hold on to those thoughts. And then the other thing I want to mention too is obviously it's the anniversary of the attack in Israel. We will not cover that in this show. It is a super huge downer. But I definitely want to pay respects to mention that at least.
Oh, I thought we were going to maybe mention that's why all the fucking, pro towel heads are fucking rioting everywhere and celebrating. Toronto and Montreal are fucking basically on fire because everyone's like, whoa, it's the most exciting thing ever. Yeah, I'm fucking serious. It's the kind of shit that you would expect would have fucking happened if the Leafs or the Canadians won the Stanley Cup. It's the fucking craziest shit. But no, it's all these goddamn retards out there with their fucking scarves being like, whoa, we love fucking all the bad shit that we've done.
We're still on YouTube. By the way.
That breaks my heart. And I don't know who called it and who didn't, but Robert's show today, Spin Cycle Live. I almost want to tell you not to watch it.
I keep forgetting that show exists.
But oh my goodness.
I host it all the time, but I forget that exists.
You do host it quite often, actually. But if you get a chance to go check it out, today's episode, we won't cover it here because it is a super huge downer. Unless we get into some stuff that's going, like you were saying, unless we get into some of that later on. But he covered it today, and he showed a lot of footage that it's hard to watch. So I just want to, because it is the anniversary of that and everything, I definitely just want to, mention that and not be a tool and just move on.
I add one more downer point, but on the hurricane?
Sure.
Hurricane Milton rapidly approaching Florida. This hurricane is nearing the mathematical limit of what Earth's atmosphere over this ocean water can produce.
That's incredible. That's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah, it started in the Gulf, which I think is weird, out of the fucking clear blue sky, and then rapidly turned into a Cat 5, and is so big and powerful the Earth can't make it any more big and powerful.
Yeah, it's unusual for them to start in the Gulf. We're looking into that. It's not unheard of. It does happen. There's quite a number of them
and
that
then
have
it's
occurred.
going to hit Florida. Bullseye. That's my brain is struggling to compute it. I am technically speaking, I am rather quite bright, and I still can't get my head around it.
You're very bright.
Anyways, I sent on Twitter. It was my very first prayer. I tweeted out a prayer to those people in Florida.
Well, it's due to hit landfall tomorrow, right? Or is it already hit?
I don't think it hasn't hit yet.
No, it hits in a couple of days, I think.
Oh, so yeah, a couple of days tomorrow might, because I'm a day ahead.
That's right. You're on the whole other side of the world there, buddy.
Yeah, it's Tuesday afternoon. It's crazy.
Isn't this wild? We got a Canadian, an American, and an Australian all talking at the same time. The internet's a beautiful thing.
I might as well be on the moon.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's skip on. I'm gonna try to hold off on some of this for Christopher Clarke, the man, the myth, legend, once he gets here. So here's something that I thought that you two guys would definitely be able to chime in on. I find it interesting anyway, or at least the conversation. I don't know how far we'll get or how much sense it'll make, but you guys are both wearing MAGA hats. Neither one of you are Americans. Neither one of you can vote for Trump, even though, you might be able to. with the way everything works now. But
Do you think I could ask for a mail-in ballot? Do you think
you probably could.
I'd probably
Hey.
mail it to Canada.
Hey, they probably. Hey, all right. In the state of Georgia, Georgians are supposed to vote for with like Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp. Right when they were running, I had friends and family that no longer lived in the state of Georgia, and they were getting mail-in ballots sent to their address out of state to vote, and it already had the Stacey Abrams stuff on there for Stacey Abrams. And they weren't the only ones. I mean, there were reports filing in that was happening. So yeah, you could very well vote in an American election.
I'm going to try it. Is that
Well,
against the law? It might be.
No,
I'm not really going to try it, YouTube.
you
That would
can't
be
say that
illegal.
on-
And I don't do illegal things. I only say that for fun and for parody. But really,
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'll
Yeah,
clarify my thoughts on Rumble.
and we have a Fed in the chat, so Jay was alerting us to KT.
Yeah. My favorite girl has arrived.
She's awesome, isn't she?
Yeah.
So glad I found you guys. But here's my question. We've got a presidential election coming up. Of course, we got senators, congressmen, House, whatever. The big thing, of course, is the presidency. So just out of curiosity, how impactful is the United States president to what's going on in your neck of the woods? I feel like it has like this kind of residual effect throughout the world, and a lot of countries look to America for all kinds of reasons. You look at like what was it, Taiwan, that when they were in trouble, they were waving American flags, and over in other countries, when they get in trouble, they wave American flags. And I feel like they keep looking over here and they're like, please, dear Lord, pick somebody good. And I don't know if I've ever heard countries really talking about it so much until like Trump ran, and everybody hated Trump because that's what they were told to do. And it's I just see more countries talking about the American presidency and whatnot now more than I have before. But again, I've trying to pay more attention to stuff like that. So kind of interested if you guys have any input on that. Do y'all see any kind of residual effects that happen throughout your country or other countries based off of, who we put in office here?
It's pretty funny because like last night I tweeted, "Dear America, we will never forgive you if you elect Kamala Harris in November. Sincerely, the rest of the world." Because
It's true.
I mean, as the hegemon, that doesn't mean nothing, and it has like sort of varying degrees of effect in different countries. I would say in my country, even more so in Sean's country. Well, let's say all of the bullshit that happens within the US culture, it gets directly exported to Canada, Britain, Australia, in that order. And
my liberals were trying to call our conservatives weird like last month.
Literally, there's not a single cultural phenomena that doesn't. We have BLM, we have Antifa, we have like in Sydney. What the? Why? We have Trump. People will march with Trump, like anti-Trump flags and like do marches down, close off entire streets for a US president. Like it's like I mean, you go, I've seen it happen in Perth, I've seen it happen in Melbourne. It's like, where am I, in Santa Monica or something? What is this? What? But that at the same time, it's like, whatever's going on there in your politics is definitely more relevant to whatever happens in ours. That's how it goes for my country anyway. Like, there is a truth to the whole thing of your choice. What do they say? Your choices are chosen for you. There's the controlled opposition thing. I think Donald Trump, to me, represents, for the first time in a long, long time, perhaps in my entire lifetime, a genuine disruption to the system that is required for the survival of any kind of free Western society. I think it really is. I think it's come to that, sadly. I hate to speak in such dire terms and such dramatics, but it feels like it's come to that. And so whoever runs my little patch of dirt isn't important right now, because we don't run the free world.
Okay. Jonathan?
don't know. How long do you want me to rant about Trudeau?
Just go for it, man. Just let it flow.
Okay. All right. So it's kind of basically like this. If Donald Trump is in office, then my money, my actual fucking money, can stop going to the Ukraine. We no longer have a military. We have 3 days worth of ammunition left because it's all over at the Ukraine. Trudeau is obsessed. Trudeau does whatever the UN wants, the WEF wants, the any globalist bullshit. He does whatever they want. Whatever war is raging, he'll go, oh yes, I'm happy to support you. I'll give you everything that the Canadians can possibly have. I'll pry it from their cold dead hands and give it to everyone else. What's that? Gender studies in fucking Pakistan? We can do that. Because not only does America do that, we do that too. We teach like feminism in India. We're feminism in a place where feminism, I think, is pretty much almost like illegal.
It's like whatever you guys pay for, we rubber stamp.
Having Trudeau, having Trump as a president, it stops a lot of the bullshit. A lot of the bullshit just stops. So then, by default, we can't participate in the bullshit because it's not even there. So this whatever fucking war is about to kick off in the Middle East, I'm sure Trump will put a stop to it, and the best way he can. I mean, Netanyahu's really, really pushing. He wants a wider war, not for Israel's sake, but for his personal sake. But that's a whole different show. It's possible Trump can put an end to that. If he does, then Canada, Australia, England, the rest of the fucking world, they don't have to get involved. Right? It's having Kamala Harris in charge. Oh my God, the globalists are just gonna run amok. And then I got this prancing. I was gonna say prancing faggot, but I can't do that on YouTube. I got this dude. This.
He was gonna say it, but he's not gonna say it.
Thank God you didn't.
This guy very specifically light in his loafers. Okay. I mean, he's gonna run around just doing whatever the globalists want, and so yeah. It's important for everyone. Donald Trump is a tsunami. He is a rising tide, and all of our ships will rise with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. When you say it like that, you say Donald Trump. And I know, Daniel, you said Donald Trump too. But when you guys say Donald Trump, do you just mean Donald Trump, or do you mean in general, whoever is the president, how impactful they are? Or is this just a once in a lifetime kind of thing we're running into with Trump?
Yeah, I specifically do not mean that. I meant, so Trump specifically, and it's not to say he is the sole entity ever to exist to be capable of this, but he's the only one there in the position. He's the only one that we can see available and willing. Yeah. So, and there's a very narrow list of people that could actually come in and be really an actual disrupt. Because what we need is a disruption to this cronyism, this corrupt, horrible, whatever this system is going on now. Because it's not capitalism. And as a result of that, capitalism gets such a terrible rap because they're blaming whatever today is on what capitalism was supposed to be.
Right.
This Rumble chat is so based.
Oh, hey, Rumble chat, by the way. I'm not ignoring you. Hey, everyone. I just, the writing's really small from here.
Oh, God. Rumble chat.
But yeah, I specifically mean Donald Trump. And to that end, it brings up a few concerns as to what happens in 2028, because he's so old now and he can only do one more term. He will still be, I think, effective as a disruption. He certainly won't be perfect, but he'll be effective enough.
In 2028, he's a kingmaker. That's all he does. That's all he is.
He'll be dead soon, though, dude. Like, that's the problem. Like, he's not going to live much longer. Yeah, like he's just going to be
I don't
a
think he'll be
legacy.
dead.
Let's hope his family's just as capable and willing to stay in politics. I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't know.
then it's a whole
I
new
think
dynasty.
JD Vance is now the heir apparent,
Mhm.
and he's got Vivek and Tulsi, and hopefully that becomes like the core center of what MAGA's going to be, and then we can fix America, because I mean that's the most fixable. As messed up as what America is, and it is pretty messed up. It's the most fixable. I mean, like, to think what would have to happen to fix England. You couldn't do it. You'd have to remove 50% of the people that are there.
You could sink it. How to fix it.
I've thought about it. I've also thought about cleaving California off into the ocean. I mean, getting Leah out of there first, but like cleaving it off and just sending it into the ocean. But yeah, okay. So like, if you think about like what would have to happen to fix Canada, so much shit would have to happen. Did you know right now, currently, Justin Trudeau is he's in another scandal. This guy has had more scandals and has survived so many scandals that each scandal individually would have been enough to sink any other prime minister in Canadian history. But he's got like 15 of them. I don't fucking understand it. It's like impossible. But anyways, he's currently trying to survive another scandal. This time, he's so wounded from the 9 years that he's been in office that he's having a really hard time doing it, that he's actually going to prorogue Parliament. Now, how many of you, probably, maybe aside from Jay and maybe Danny, because he's got a Parliament, who knows what proroguing Parliament is? Do you guys know?
I actually don't.
Oh, I would have figured that Australians would have prorogued their Parliament.
Probably have, but I just don't care enough about it, as if I could refer to an earlier conversation we just had. I mean,
Yeah, so
I was once a member of the Labor Party, so I should know, but
proroguing Parliament is when the Prime Minister goes, we temporarily quit. We quit government. It's on pause. So any bill in the on the floor or in the Senate is immediately erased, annihilated, and then they go, you know what?
I think we call that something else.
We will resume this in 6 months from now. And then so there's no government. So any inquiries, any disciplines, anything, any non-confidence votes that we're about to have, everything gets blocked. And
it's just a shutdown, right?
It is
like every other country would just call a shutdown. You use some fucking Latin word, is it?
Well, it's prorogation of Parliament or whatever. You probably have it too.
It's official.
Anyways,
I bet we do have it in a dusty old fucking book somewhere, and no one's used that word in 100 years. Oh shit!
But yeah, so it's really believed that that Trudeau's about to shut down Parliament so he can avoid being in trouble or having a non-confidence vote called. Like, that's how messed up my government is. Like, we had literal China interfere in the election. Trudeau knew about it, let it happen because they tipped the scales for the Liberals, and now there's like actual reports, and now it's like, hey, do you want to name those people? Name the people who got elected because of China. And they're like, I can't, I couldn't do that. I can't do that. Well, you better fucking do it. That's election interference. So anyways, the point, all of this is to say that Canada is so broken.
Our two top politicians in Australia were like the two it's like the governors basically, but like sort of different. Our premiers of Western Australia and Victoria, super tight with China, super tight. One was called Daniel Andrews, another one was Mark McGowan.
I know Daniel Andrews, he's a piece of shit.
On Twitter. Yeah, right. And then all of a sudden, right, ASIO, our CAA, come out with a statement saying, "Oh no, we've confirmed that two high-profile Australian politicians are bought and paid for by the Chinese, but we're not going to say who they are because of some ridiculous thing like we don't have a rule like a law against treason or something done like that." It was something really unbelievable, but then everyone was immediately like tagging Dan Andrews, including me. I remember tagging them straight away, and shortly after that, they just disappeared from politics and just joined, like, one of them works for BHP now, of course. And another one, I don't know what Danny Ainge is doing. I don't know what he's doing now. But, like, they just all of a sudden just disappeared suddenly out of politics. Really weird.
Yeah, so I guess to your point, that's why we root for America, because it is the shining beacon on the hill, and it is the easiest to fix. It's that pesky
If that happened in
constitution.
America, they would. If that happened in America, they would like execute that person. That's like, really, come on. We let them go off and work for a corporation over fucking seas.
Oh God, these politicians over here, man, they just do whatever they want, and we let them do it. It's so sad.
Gosh, yeah, I guess.
I see my guest is trying to get on. It looks like
Maybe his camera was faulty, just like mine was.
You know what's annoying about Rumble Studios? If you don't have camera, doesn't show your thing, right?
I remember you talking about that last night. Yeah, like it just shows like
in the background.
It just does your voice or whatever, right? It doesn't even show the little icon.
It doesn't even show the icon. But if he unmutes, we'll be able to hear him.
But yeah, I don't know. I was having real problems. Like it kept kicking to like a virtual, like OBS virtual cam. I'm like, I don't have one. Why are you trying to do that? And then I had to like unplug it and plug it back in, because obviously step one. And then and then it worked. I'm like, wasn't expecting that to work. Oh my God.
Yeah, that makes up so much of my job at IT. Turn it off, turn it back on. Plug it, unplug it, plug it back in. Talked to somebody earlier today. I'm like, yeah, can you unplug it and plug it back in on the computer side? And they get over there and they're like, oh, it's not even plugged in at all. I'm like, well, there's your problem.
Yeah, one thing that annoys me is the browser like permissions.
They're like, oh,
there you are.
I can hear him.
Yo, you can hear me?
Yo,
can you hear me, big dog?
Man, I'm having trouble with the camera. This is crazy. I usually know how to do this. I can't. I don't know.
Have you unplugged it and plugged it back in? That sounds like a funny gay shit I just said, but I literally had to do that exact thing.
I hit the back of the monitor.
Well, you're jumping steps. That's step 2.
Smack it like it owes you money.
like Chris Brown driving Rihanna around.
Or Puffy with what's that chick's name in the hotel?
Cassie.
Oh, dang.
Yo, I don't understand.
I only just seen that the other day.
Oh, you just saw it the other day?
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before.
It's rough. Puffy ain't got no chill, man.
That's been out for ages, though, right? That footage?
About 8. It's been a while.
Like,
with the elevator footage, video on that a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a few years, right?
2018 or something.
Like, that takes some money to survive that kind of thing, right? In terms of the public image, to not get cancelled these days over something like that.
Folks, you may hear him in the background. We have been joined by comedian Chris Clarke, aka C Snacks.
Yes.
Hopefully, visually, he'll be here momentarily because he's
crazy.
Well, he's a handsome fella, and he'll make us all look a little bit better.
We could probably use a little handsome on this stream, couldn't we?
Yeah, we're already short Robert, so we're kind of screwed.
Brian smack it like Doug Emhoff smacked Kamala's. Oh, wait, smacked around his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, what's the story with the ex Emhoff?
Yeah, Doug Emhoff drives me nuts, dude. He's such a weird guy, and I did a story on him.
The peak masculine man like that.
I did that story this past Friday. Yeah. It's like he's like this reinventing masculinity or this and that. Man, they're trying to wipe masculinity off the face of this earth. And y'all, if Chris can get on with the camera, y'all gonna see this is peak masculinity. You got him and the Hodge twins on stage at the same time, and I'm like, damn, I need to go to the gym.
Man, we fell off though, dude. We looking like the twins looking like Fat Thor, yo. For real. Yo, what is this? Is crazy.
Can y'all hear Chris in the chat? Let me know if y'all can hear Chris in the chat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as good as Rumble Studio is, and it's come a long way, it's
It
not
has.
quite ready for prime time yet, and yet here we are using it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I mean,
No,
it's
dude.
you
I
know,
canceled my StreamYard because it's going to $50 a month.
that's
So we'll be using this on for our show exclusively
yeah, that's what
next
that's what
week
me and
or
Dan were
week
talking
after.
about.
Yeah, I was just saying before, like it's kind of there's things that are annoying to use about it as the creator. I'm sure in time that'll get better, but like in terms of what the viewer sees, it's pretty clean. It's pretty good. Like it's better than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be really dropping out all the time and janky, but it's pretty good.
And I mean, it's free, so I mean that's
yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, you can't beat that. I mean, and we say it all the time, but hats off to what these guys are doing over here at Rumble. I mean, just to compete with YouTube, and then they offer something like Rumble Studio for free.
Right, right.
And I know you guys, Chris, y'all been over at Rumble for a long time.
Yeah, the twins, yeah. Because YouTube, they're left.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they're a bunch of cunts, but yeah, I suppose left too.
Yeah, they're on that whole man. You say anything that goes against them, or you get muted, you get monetized. But anything dissing the right, I don't know.
You can't even say
Bro,
fuck. They'll take the money
demonetized. They demonetized my entire channel because I had the audacity to speak ill of Jeffrey Epstein. They said,
Wow.
"Oh, Sean, that's cyberbullying and harassment. You can't do that." I was like, "He's fucking dead. That's not even a law anywhere in the world. You're just making shit up." And they're like, "We can do that." Good God,
man! It's like they built the platform. I mean, at first YouTube was was whatever. Then it's just they got the power and they put that strong arm in, and they just bent the knee. That's it. That shit is crazy, man. Allow.
Yeah, I remember when YouTube got going. I mean, and the videos, were not the top quality that they are today. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos and get better quality than you do on, especially Tubi, but Netflix and some of these other places. But everything I know about filmmaking, I learned from everything. Y'all hear that too?
are we rapping now? Is that what we're doing?
I was rapping. We got Chris joining. I was like, let me show him my dark side, And
maybe he was unplugging stuff and plugging it back in.
Maybe so. But I learned all my filmmaking stuff from YouTube, and these are guys just showing how to do it, and and old school camera shooting it. And I'm like, oh, that looks so good. I want to shoot like that one day. And I would never shoot like that to save my life today. But yeah, YouTube was YouTube. It was wonderful. It was a great place for everybody to go and community and everything. But yeah, it's gone to hell in a handbasket. And Rumble, before Rumble kind of became the top dog, there was like Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and probably some other ones. And I'm like,
hear BitChute and Odyssey now.
You never hear about those guys anymore. I still try to post to them because you never know. But apparently I can't go live on Odyssey. This is the second time now I've tried to go live, schedule it and everything, and it won't go on Odyssey. So Katie knows something I don't know on how. I've
done it before. I don't know. I think it was pretty straightforward, but like
you probably did it with StreamYard.
Oh yeah, I did.
It may be something with Rumble Studio. It just ain't jiving or something. I don't know.
I was going to say the one thing about Odyssey and BitChute is that while they do provide an alternative space, they're not under the radar because they're what Rumble's trying to do is really kind of YouTube sees them as like a direct I don't know if it's a direct competitor because they're not on the same par yet, but like
sure.
Of all the players that are coming up, it's Rumble that's gonna, and probably Twitter. But Twitter's still, no one understands that platform yet. I don't think Elon even does. So like, it's still, it's not clear. But like in terms of Rumble, they're like, they're the one. They're going to advance far greater than any of these other ones are. And so they're going to avoid scrutiny for that reason and get a lot. They're going to become, as Rumble becomes more and more of a censored platform, just like YouTube did over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
These other ones are going to start filling those shoes.
And hopefully it takes them longer, because we got somebody who's running it that's all about that. That's all about the free speech and less censorship. Not absolute free speech. I mean, I get it. They have to have some, stuff in place so they can stay in the Play Store and the Apple Store and all that. I get it. I mean, you look at Parler went away, overnight. Somebody snapped their fingers and they were gone.
Yeah,
but
because they flew too close to the sun or whatever, but they didn't.
No,
really.
that was just
got
because
targeted.
they couldn't blame Facebook for causing J6. They had to completely make up a thing. And also, can I just say, as the Canadian here with French in my culture, it's parlay. Parlay to speak. It's not parlor.
I wouldn't brag about that.
It's the more you know. It's parlay.
If I hear parlay, I think of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, parlay to speak. I demand a parlay to speak.
But then I picture Jack and how he says it. I'm like, I can't take anybody seriously that says that. So thank you,
French wanker.
Not even French.
The French.
Canadian.
Only thing they ever gave us was fries. All right.
Yeah, and identity politics.
And the menage a trois. And
no, nothing more.
And democracy.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of politics, did y'all see Karine Jean-Pierre at the where's that?
With her coat?
Did y'all see this?
With her enormous coat.
God.
Oh, I saw a meme about that.
Yeah.
What is she wearing? Her dad's coat or something?
It's rough, dude. That's pretty rough.
Man, I wish we can.
This reminds me of Lori Lightfoot with her pants that were too long. You remember that? She looked like a fucking clown.
Well, she does too. Look at her. Y'all remember? What was it? The Talking Heads was the music group, and it would wear like the really big suits that were too big, and the head looked like teeny on there. Looked like Bob from Beetlejuice. Yeah, and she's looking. She ain't too far off from that. She's awful though, isn't she? Like she drives me nuts.
Well, you know why she got her job, right?
Because she checked like 5 boxes, right?
Like it was like 5 boxes.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure she's a nice lady, but I just don't think she's up to the top. No, I don't know. I haven't watched enough of her to hate her yet.
No,
but
she's
I know
an
that
absolute bitch. She's a bitch. She makes Jen Psaki look like a fucking amazing woman. And Jen Psaki was literally fucking like a Chucky doll.
I really like Jen Psaki was quite irritating.
I'd pull her hair. Oh my god, would I ever?
Of course you would, but like let's exclude you for a sec, because just to keep it normal.
Take you out of the equation.
Yeah. Jen Psaki was like super, like it's such a. I mean, they're both sanctimonious and condescending, but like Psaki was just like a real. I don't know what words I can say on here. Can I say cunt? I've said it. She was a real cunt.
Whatever.
I just find what's her name? What's this one's name? Curly. I like Curly better. She's
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Curly Pierre. She's fun.
She can't.
She's dumb as a thick.
She's just like Kamala. She can't actually just speak. She has to look in the notebook and see what the words are she's supposed to say.
It was funny when the words say the direct opposite thing from one day to the other, and then it's like all on footage. But she's likable. I don't know. Something about her is likable.
Oh,
Jay says, in regards to Jen Psaki, Jay says that he could fix her.
Yeah.
Jay also, Jay, buddy, I love you from man to man in a completely non-homosexual way. But I want you to know that between Danny and I, we sometimes joke about you on Twitter because between all the girls that you could fix. I just want you to know that. Maybe you should get Twitter. You be in on the joke. And then when you do, follow me at Railify.
Every time there's some fucking mental bitch on Twitter, it's like, oh, we know a guy.
Like at Third Railify knows a guy. I'm like, yes, I do.
Anyway.
With all that said, who was I just reading? Was it George? Yeah, he said he hopes we're just on Rumble at this point. No, we're still everywhere else. It is what it is.
I accidentally ventured into Sean's Discord the other day on my channel, and I was surprised that the channel was still there afterwards. But it is.
It gets a little unruly,
don't
it?
Well, okay, because here we go. The other Sean had posted something spicy and hilarious, and Danny clicked on it.
I didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was either. And then it was a girl. It was just foul racial language, and
it was being super horribly racist, like really out the gate. And I'm like, there's no way I could cover for that.
You guys just stay out of that Discord on the live streams.
I thought Twitter was the minefield, but then
oh no, that Discord. I don't go in there that often, but when I go in there, it's like,
why don't you go in there that often? It's fun. I want lots of people in there. That's what I want. I want lots of people in there all the time.
I can't hang out in there all the time. I'll pop in every now and then. I got other stuff going on, and I'm like, all right, let me go check Discord. It's been a while. 105 messages I haven't caught up on. Let me go check that out, I guess.
It's all just mind rot.
Yeah. But anyways, hey, real quick, I guess it has been an hour. I see Chris is trying to get back in, but for those of you that watching, we are going to go ahead and shift over to just Rumble exclusively, because I can tell it's going to get interesting here shortly. Already, if I'm even still on YouTube. So guys, if you are on anywhere other than Rumble, if you're on X, if you are on YouTube, and apparently no one's on Odyssey because that's what it does. We're going to go ahead and shift over to Rumble real quick. So go ahead and move over to Rumble. And for those of you on Rumble, we'll be right back just a second.